the amount of time it actually takes you to start getting to a point where you're making potentially $10,000, $15,000 a month from your online business, specifically for our Amazon one, really just boils down to the single factor of, are you treating it as a side hustle or are you treating it like an actual business? Because at the end of the day, the stuff that we're doing in our business, from ordering products to shipping in products to repricing our products to everything else has to run with the business, like cash flow, for example, it has to be looked at as a business if you actually want to make substantial amounts of money. Sure, you can resell stuff as like a little side thing, but that's what it's going to stay as. It's going to stay as a little side thing. So in this video, I want to show you how you can potentially go from, maybe right now it's at a side thing for you. Maybe you're just reselling a couple of things you're finding here in the stores, or maybe you are selling on eBay, whatever the case may be. Because I was in the same position back in 2020. I was reselling a lot of stuff on eBay. For me, I wanted it to be a full-time thing, but I wasn't treating it like a full-time thing. It wasn't until I was able to make a slight little shift in the way I was thinking and the way I was, actually effort I was putting into the business, where I was able to turn it into a full-time thing. And it only took a couple months to actually get there. So that's what this video is for. Again, I was in the same situation, right? I was actually selling on eBay, and this was my side hustle at the time. I was just doing it on the side, was not investing much time into, excuse my writing, but this was my side hustle. Right, I was selling like consoles at the time, lots of shoes, clothing, art pieces. Now, it's cool and all, I was making some income, but the only issue was it's super, super inconsistent, right? I'd have like really good months, really bad months, and at the end of the day, it was just too risky to turn it into a full-time thing because it wasn't consistent enough. Like, that's kind of what the whole eBay thing offered. It was nice little side money, but turning it into a full-time business for what I was doing was just too difficult to do, okay? I had no control over my income. I was just relying on products to remain hyped so I can buy them for retail and then end up reselling them, because I wasn't selling general merchandise stuff. Like, I wasn't selling Clorox. I wasn't selling like Sharpie markers, Milwaukee bits, stuff that I sell on Amazon now. I was selling hype clothing and shoes. And if you're not familiar or not, but like, that was a really good market at the time. And then it just ended up dying and fading out. So if I would have made it a full-time thing, I would have been screwed going into 21 and 22. I wouldn't have been able to live off of it. And just to kind of throw some numbers in there, I mean, I couldn't go back further enough in my eBay. 2020 to 2021 was the bulk of it, but you can still see a little bit of sales within the year. Obviously, this is nowhere near enough for full-time income, right? $37,000 in sales. Mind you, margin was pretty solid, but nonetheless, nothing even close to being full-time. It was a side hustle. It was a side business, and that's how I was treating it. And this honestly might be where you're at, like on your Amazon side. You might even be selling on Amazon doing like maybe $30K a year. Obviously not enough to live off of. And maybe you're selling a lot of clothing, a lot of shoes, which is fine. I know people doing millions in those categories, but they're treating it differently than you might be treating it. So you need to kind of switch up your mentality here. And I'm going to help you kind of demonstrate how I was able to switch up my mentality from going from a part-time eBay seller, again, just relying on inconsistent products, inconsistent sales, and maybe making a couple thousand here and there per month, but not enough to live off of, right? So it wasn't until I made this shift to Amazon. Again, why is Amazon so much better to turn into full-time? Well, because I can sell whatever I want on Amazon, right? I mean, I sell electrical supplies, I sell groceries, pet food, OTC, protein bars, oil. Like, that is the type of stuff that is always in demand, to where you can actually build a consistent business long-term, do it for the next years to come. There's people that have been selling Amazon since 2005, 2006, still crushing it, because you can make it a full-time thing, because these things are always in demand, right? Unlike eBay, where it was treated as a side business, like these hype products that I was relying on, I was just hoping the market would stay up, and it didn't. So it was good for a little bit, but nonetheless, it ended up turning on me, and I was screwed. So once I was able to actually go ahead and learn Amazon, which again, I'm going to touch on in this video, like all the steps you needed to actually take to maybe turn this into a full-time thing for you if you're able to commit to it. And the thing with Amazon is, again, it's consistent. I can actually control how much I'm spending on inventory because I know the data. There's tools like Selleramp and Keepa that are going to tell us how fast stuff are selling. So I can control my spend on products that I know are selling. I can have consistent sales because I'm buying stuff consistently, and I can take this thing full-time because, again, I can control my spend, and these things are selling all the time. There's no ups and downs. Obviously, some categories and products have ups and downs, but for the most part, your grocery items and your oil and your protein bars are always selling. And I can just keep finding new products. It's easy to find products. I'm not relying on hype. I'm not relying on any of that. I'm just relying on customers buying stuff on Amazon, which everyone buys stuff on Amazon. So again, unlike eBay where I have no control over my income, here I actually could accurately predict my monthly income. Okay, products that are always selling and will continue to sell because customers always need them. Like I was saying, these kind of categories. And this is just a couple. I mean, this is 6 categories. There's literally an infinite amount of different products that you can sell on the platform, right? So if we actually look at the numbers to this, to actually making this a full-time process, let's just go back to what I was talking about here a second with spend. So if you can spend $10,000 on products at a 40% plus ROI, which I know you're thinking like 40% plus ROI, like how the heck am I going to find products? Again, I'll touch on that here in a sec and show you some examples. But if you're able to, let's just say you're starting out, or let's say you're in month 3 and you have 10K to invest in products. If you can spread that across, you know, a lot of different products, which again, sourcing is so incredibly easy when you just take the time to learn, and you only go 10 to 20 units per item when you're still testing it out, you're going to sell through that inventory so fast because you're going to sell through 10, 20 units, maybe in a couple days on some products. Some might take a week. Nonetheless, you're going to move that inventory well within the month because again, you're spread out across so many listings. It's way safer to buy 10 units of 100 different items than buy 100 units of 10 different items. You're going to churn through those 10 units per 100 items way faster. So again, if you can do that at this percentage, again, at 40%, you're probably looking right around $3,000 to $3,500 in profit. Just throwing a number out there. Obviously, there's gonna be fluctuations when you're shipping products in and then returns. Again, it's a business. We're treating it like a full-time thing. There's gonna be other expenses that come up that you're not expecting. Just be ready for that if you're looking to start a business, any business. But essentially, once we can do this for the first time, at that point, all we really have to do is actually scale our spend. So then, okay, we did 10K, but now we want to make more money. I want to make maybe $7,500 a month, 10K a month. So I need to spend $20,000 on product, again, at 40%, just like we did before. So now that $10,000 that we originally spent can go to restocking the winners, but we're going deeper on them. So let's say again, let's just say it with $10,000, let's put a number on it. Let's say 30 different items, right around $300 each on our first initial test buy. 30 different items, easy to find when you know how to source. So now maybe out of those 30, 15 of them you can restock, 15 of them are still look good according to Keepa, and we're going to spend that $10,000 on, let's just say 10 of those 30, because now we're going to go deeper on them because we've already tested and we know we can sell. They're selling well, they're still consistent. So now easy piece of cake. You don't have to actively source to hit that 10K. But now we have an extra $10,000 again, because again, we're trying to spend 20 to test new products. And at this point, maybe you're doing it yourself because you're good at it. You have a virtual assistant sending you leads daily. And now you're trying to hit that 20K in spend. And again, half of it's already going to restocking the stuff that you've already sold through. And then the new 10K is going to pretty much do exactly what you did over here. And again, we're doing this as a full-time thing. So we should be doing this full-time. In that case, this should be easy, right? So again, you're selling through inventory within a couple days, quick churn, right? You know how fast these are selling, so you're getting enough for a month, easy churn. And then again, we're not buying a ton of units here. So we should be moving through this quick within the 30 days. And at this point, if you can do that, now you're making $7,500 in profit. But again, this takes time. This isn't going to be like month 1, month 2, month 3. It's not going to be perfect like that. It might be this might be month 3, and then this might be month 7. Nonetheless, you're at a $7,500 in profit at this point. That's probably more than you're making at your job, and it didn't take you that long to do it. And at this point, you can systemize the whole process, right? So you scale your spend. Now you want to just keep repeating exactly what you're doing. And I want to show you some examples of some products here. Just examples of some random products that, I would not buy this if you're watching this video, but they're just examples of winners that you could find from retail sites. So for example, this product right here can be purchased from Joann's, and it is selling for $31.52. That is the lowest FBA offer on here, or sorry, $32.05. And it can be purchased for $15.75 from Joann's. So $20.99 with 25% code. We are looking at right around $15.75. So here's a product example right there that you can churn through easily. And again, these are products that I found or my VA has just sent over to me, right? Here's another example. Some Dr. Scholl's product that's currently on sale. Not saying to go buy these products. I'm just showing you some opportunities that you can look into to eventually get to a point where you can find products like this pretty consistently. So our FBA competition here is at $21. So again, another product that's making us some money. Find products like this on a daily basis. You order these products, you spread out your spend, and there you go. Next thing you know, you're actually making lots and lots of money from your arbitrage business. Again, same thing here. Our ROIs make sense. It's a good product to go and purchase. And I have so many videos going over exactly everything that I'm talking about right here, how I'm sourcing these products. So make sure you scroll through my YouTube because I have, again, a bunch of videos for you to look at. Same with this product right here. I believe this is coming from Target. Look at this return. Spend $21, make $7. We're controlling our spend. It's selling very consistently. You do a quick check on the chart, and you can see for yourself that, yes, I can sell this product consistently. Right here, $21.74 at Target. It's easy money, guys. But obviously, figuring out how to source products like this is the thing you have to learn. That's the thing you have to learn. This is the big bulk of it. But once you learn this, it's a piece of cake and you systemize the whole process. You can start doing this, start breaking down the numbers and seeing for yourself how easy it is. So what do you actually have to do? Well, you need to be sourcing daily. How do you source? Well, my favorite sourcing method is reverse sourcing, storefront stocking. I like to use Keepa Product Finder as well, but it's essentially the same way I'm, reverse sourcing, but with Keepa Product Finder. It's just the easiest way to find product opportunities and then doubling down on your winners. You have to be spending daily, okay? Or at least weekly. Like put it in a way where you can systemize it, you can spend daily. So make sure you have a spend goal. So for example, let's say you have 10K to spend. We want to spread that across every day. That's $300 a day. That's one product a day essentially on the test buy. Or if you really want to break it up into a week, then just hit $2,300 a week and spend. That shouldn't be that hard. That's really not that hard. And then try and ship products in often. As soon as you have a box that's able to hit 50 pounds, send it in. Don't be sending all your stuff in one big batch, because if that batch takes a month or 2 months to check in, you're just going to be sitting on your hands. Rather, just every time you get 50 pounds worth of a box, send it in lots of shipments, because this might take a week to check in, that might take a month to check in, that might take 2 days to check in, but you're going to be getting stuff checked in all the time. You can start churning that money super fast. Okay, this is just my recommendation. And once you're at this point, well, congratulations. Now you're at a full-time Amazon seller. You control your spend. You can optimize the business. You can scale to whatever you want. Okay, so this is what you have to be doing to get to full time. And if you're doing this full time, this should be a cakewalk. Okay, full time, that's 40 hours a week. You don't need to spend 40 hours a week doing this. You can do this, depending on how fast you learn and how much time you put into it originally. Once you get to a point, 10 to 20 hours a week. So just do it. You have to do it if you want to get this to be a full-time thing. Full-time thing means you're working on it every single day. Okay, well, that's how you can switch and go from a part-time eBay hustler or Amazon hustler, by all means, to being a full-time Amazon seller, controlling your income. Okay, but you have to put in the work. You have to be able to source. You have to source daily, try and spend weekly, and ship products in often. And there you go. You have a recipe for success. Now you need to learn how to find these products. And again, I have videos on my page that go over how to find products. Once you find the products, you have to analyze the products. Again, I have videos on my page, how to analyze products. Plenty of resources for you guys to go ahead and check out to get going with this. But this is the process. And everyone makes this seem, easier than it is. And it is pretty simple. It's very, I break it down. It looks simple. It's pretty easy. But nonetheless, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort. And this isn't like a walk. Okay. I said that wrong. It's a process. Okay. It's going to take months, but you can build this in the next 6-7 months to a point where you can be profiting 10 grand consistently. But I really appreciate if you stuck around and watched this entire video and you actually consumed and soaked up all the information I shared. Because most people are not going to actually tell you that. And in order to make a lot of money with Amazon, in my opinion, it needs to be treated like what I just mentioned in this video. Nonetheless, I have so many videos across my YouTube page that'll show you how to find these products. That's probably your biggest question. It's like, how do I find these products? Well, they're littered across my YouTube, so check them out. Same with product analysis. I drop videos like this every single week. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I also offer one-on-one coaching. However, I am closing that for the rest of the month up until most likely middle of July, restructuring everything to make it as smooth as possible. And I'm going to make sure that I have the highest possible percentage of success stories before I take on anyone else. But if you want to be up to date with when that is rolling out, then make sure you follow me on my Instagram. I have hundreds of videos on there as well, walking through the whole process. So I know you'll take out a bunch of value from that as well. And if you have any questions about anything about Amazon, just message me on there. I reply to everything on my Instagram. Take everything I mentioned in this video, apply it to yourself if you actually want to make a lot of money with Amazon. And that's it for this one. Bye.